Southwest Mississippi. It's Thursday morning and time for Thursday Open Lines, your weekly look at what's happening in and around our area. If it's happening in Southwest Mississippi, you'll hear it right here on TOL. Now, from our studios in downtown Brookhaven, it's Thursday Open Lines with your host, Kenny Goza.
Well, good morning and welcome to Thursday Open Line. Randy, every week, every Thursday, it's kind of like we have weather activity going on when we come in to do the show. I mean, have you noticed that? Hot, wet, cold, all that kind of stuff. So,
cold.
What does the weatherman say?
What do you mean cold?
Well, it's coming.
Okay.
What does the weatherman say today?
Wet.
Wet. All day.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Well, we need it.
On into this evening.
We need it. We need it.
We do have 20% chance of rain tonight, so don't know how that's going to affect JUCO football.
Well, speaking of weather and speaking of seasons, we have my regional expert on seasonal spring, summer, winter, fall expert, Tristan Peavy's in here to tell us all about when to plant, when not to plant, all that kind of stuff.
What is it? James Taylor said, winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call and I'll be there.
and you are.
Yeah, and you got a friend in me.
That's right.
That's right.
I'm glad you didn't sing that. But
I wouldn't dare. Yeah. I wouldn't dare.
All right.
Happy to be here.
Happy to be here. We want to talk about Master Gardener. We want to talk about the fall season coming up, your tips and advice on when to start doing some stuff in the yard and in your grass and all that kind of stuff. So, hey, tell us about what's going on.
Yeah, glad we got some rain. I was talking to somebody this morning that kind of works in my field and lives around the corner from me, and I think in the Halbert Heights subdivision, we've gotten 6 inches in the past 7 days in our neighborhood. So going from really dang dry to 6 inches in a week's not too bad.
Probably last Thursday and Friday, we probably got 4 inches that 2 days.
Right, and then had 2 inches in the gauge this morning between the two of us.
Yeah, because, last Thursday and Friday, it was sideways.
Right, no doubt about it. So happy to get some rain. Happy things are timely rains and Master Gardener programs, I guess.
But let me ask you about the rain just a second there. Yeah. Even with the rains, are we still in the no burn, or are we out of that?
I don't believe Lincoln County was ever put under the burn ban.
I know
Copiah County was, but I don't think Lincoln County was ever in a burn ban.
Okay.
That's issued through the County Emergency Management Agency, has nothing to do with us, and is kind of on a case-by-case basis per county.
So Master Gardener.
Yeah, so the Master Gardener program is one of the programs I help oversee here in the county. It is one of my favorite groups to work with because it's a very service-based organization. And what it is it doesn't mean you're the best gardener in the county. It's not a competition or anything like that. The joke is that Master Gardener just means you've killed more plants than everybody else. It's just people that have a desire to learn about horticulture, especially research-based horticulture, and how to be a better gardener, not just vegetables, but it covers everything from home lawns, all your ornamental horticulture, some entomology with insects, some trees. It just covers a really wide gamut when it comes to it. So it's a class that Mississippi State offers, and registration closes, I think, September the 9th is the date that it closes, but don't quote me on that, somewhere around then.
Within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, within the next 2 weeks. So, and what you do is you sign up for it. I think the cost is $175, and that covers all your material for the course. And it is 40 hours of education. That's self-paced online module, and you get all kind of physical material, books and stuff that come with it. And after you complete that course within 9 weeks, you're then a Master Gardener intern. And what it is it's a group. We meet at least once a month. Have all kind of service projects throughout the city and the schools, all kind of different stuff. And your next year, you have to get 40 hours of volunteer hours. And then you become an official Master Gardener. And after that, you have to maintain 20 service hours a year and 12 education hours a year.
I don't think I knew about all of this.
Yeah. And
I've heard of Master Gardener, but I didn't know that there was a 9-week class. And then
you have to get certified and take the course. And I think I think there's a test at the end, but I wouldn't sweat the test. I've never heard of anybody failing it. I think it's an open book, open note type test. But yeah, it's a great way to to volunteer and get involved in the community, have a fellowship with other people that are interested in plants and horticulture. And like I said, you don't have to be some great expert in horticulture to sign up for it. There are plenty of people that go that could kill any plant you put in front of them when they start. And once you finish, it doesn't mean you're an expert. It just is a way to foster a passion for something like that.
Just knowledge about
right
when to plant, what to plant.
Like some of our projects, we go in every school in the county and do, in third grade, they do a Christmas cactus. Not a Christmas cactus, an amaryllis bulb, and give one to they do a presentation to every third grader in the county and teach them about it. We do the fourth grade watermelon growing contest.
I was going to say, Mr. Steve comes on to talk about that.
Right, that's one of our Master Gardener programs. We're working on doing a Christmas cactus one with all the fifth graders in the county. We have our plant sales at Old Brook Festival, which is coming up, and we usually sell a ton of really cheap, well-priced plants that we grow at it. We're at the farmer's market selling plants, and we're selling stuff all over. And several other great projects, too. It's a really good way to get involved and find community with people in horticulture.
Is there a lot of involvement from the community? I mean, do you feel the class? Is there a certain number in the class, or?
We typically pick up anywhere between 2 to 5. 5 would be a good year. There's no cap on it. We'll take as many folks as we want, or as are willing to sign up. So there's no such thing as too many.
So again, how to plant, seasonal,
right?
What to plant,
what's wrong with my plant,
what's wrong,
what can I grow here, what can I grow here, how to troubleshoot and diagnose, and just. It's just tons of general horticulture knowledge, and you can take it and get even more specific with it if you want. And I'm talking about all this, how we have this sign-up thing. We're actually having an interest meeting next week on September 1st, 6 o'clock at the Fellowship Hall of the Catholic Church, right across the street from the Catholic Church. And we'll have all our Master Gardeners there and kind of have a brief meeting and show you how we conduct our meetings and let you get to know everybody. And there will be refreshments and all that good stuff there, too.
How about fall season? It's coming up. So what do people need to start prepping for? Or
I was kind of hoping. I guess the only positive to not having a lot of rain is you don't have to cut the grass as much. But with 6 inches in a week, don't put the lawnmowers up yet.
Don't put the lawnmower up yet.
We're finally. I don't want to say we're cooling off, but we're getting cool. I don't want to say we're getting cool out, but we're getting a little cooler.
Yesterday was pretty hot.
Yeah, yesterday was pretty hot, but we're trending downwards. Days are getting shorter. Some of our plants are starting to die off and kind of hit towards the end of their season. With lawns, I tell people don't fertilize past this point unless you're putting out a little bit of phosphorus and potash. Stay away from the nitrogen. Any time of year is a good time to get a soil test and lime, and we can help you out there. And I start getting a lot of food plot questions this time of year as folks are getting ready for deer hunting. Now's a good time to start. If you need to spray your food plots to get all the summer stuff out of there to plant in the winter, now's a great time to do that and get those things killed off so you can either bush hog them down or burn them once they do die out and go in and disc and get those ready to plant. Dove season, of course.
Yeah, that's what, next weekend?
Yeah, next weekend. A little late to do anything for dove season other than you can go and plant wheat or some other small grain over your field that you're hunting, but you need to make sure you're following normal agricultural practices. Putting out 250 pounds an acre is not a normal agricultural practice. Somewhere between that 100 to kind of 130 pounds an acre would be your typical agricultural rate you could put out wheat for.
Well, Tristan, I know that when you've been on in the past, and again, you are the seasonal guy because we like to get you in the spring to talk about, prepping for the summer and spring and then for the fall. But also, you always mention the fact of you do other things like testing ponds for algae. And so just kind of go over all that you do. I mean, I know you stay busy.
Yeah, I guess the short way to put it is if you can grow it or kill it, I'm the man you need to call to talk about it, whether that be plant or animal, insect, whatever. I'm the man to call. Ponds, lawns, any kind of farming, whether it be animal or plant agriculture, any kind of ornamental horticulture, vegetable farming. I mean, if you've got problems with your tomatoes, I'm the guy to call to figure out what's wrong with your tomatoes and why they aren't growing. We just if you can think of it, there's probably something I have to do with it.
Or you will refer to the.
Yeah, I guess I'm not saying that to say I know everything, because
Right.
I'm far from it. You have to know a little bit about a lot in my line of work, but a little bit of what I know is finding the person that does know the answer. We just have a specialist on anything you can think of on campus, just about. And if they don't know the answer, they know somebody from another state, and they'll tell me, "Hey, call, Dr. Bob Smith from the University of Minnesota, and he turns out he's an expert in this, and he can definitely help you out on it." And so I call people from all over the country sometimes.
And with our weather, like we talk about, hot, dry, then we get all the rain, and then there's always something going on with the grass and the plants, and
it's different every year. In that, one example would be in pastures. I've noticed this year we have way more of what's called woolly croton. It's a weed that grows in pastures. People call it goat weed a lot of times.
Yeah.
This year it just seems like there's a ton more of it than there normally is, and it's usually not a very bad weed in pastures. Occasionally it can be a problem, but usually there's way more other stuff that I have to worry about. And just something with the environment this year, and some way how the last fall was going into winter and spring, and how much rain we get, and the temperature for sometimes it just makes it a good year for it. I don't know. It seems like there's something different every year that you have to worry about.
Well, we're about to wrap up this segment here before we take a break. You want to talk about Master Gardener again, because that's coming up?
Yeah, Master Gardener program, great way to volunteer. Would love to have y'all come out. We're having the interest meeting on September 1st at 6 o'clock at the Fellowship Hall for the Catholic Church. Be refreshments, and we would love to have you and tell you more about the Master Gardeners. And if you've got any questions about
how they contact you.
Yeah, any questions about Master Gardeners or anything that you can grow or kill, give me a call at 601-835-3460.
The all-knowing Tristan Peavy when it comes to everything. So, if you got a question, just call Tristan. Yeah. All right, Tristan, we're going to take a break. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
You're always welcome. So whenever you need to come in and talk about something, let me know.
Don't tell me that. I'll be on every month.
There you go. That's fine.
Dance with the one that gives you the eye, let him hold you tight. You can smile, every smile for the one that holds your hand in the pale moonlight. Just don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, save the last dance for me.
Hey, is your bank responsive to your needs? This is Shannon Aker with Bank of Brookhaven. We understand you have special and unique financial needs that need to be handled carefully. Let us show you we can deliver first-class service with sincerity like an old friend. Remember, for over 25 years now at Bank of Brookhaven, it's all about you. Bank of Brookhaven, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Barely getting by, it's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind.
All righty, we're back for our next segment. And as you see, Randy's honoring the life and legacy of Dolly Parton. And sad news this week to know that she had passed away from cancer, and a lady that did a lot for a lot of people. So just she'll be missed. All right, let me just mention our sponsors: Bank of Brookhaven, King's Daughters Medical Center, and Lincoln County Civic Center, 1905, right here on the corner from the studio. Rapid Oil Change, Brookhaven Recreation Department, Brookhaven Monument, Toyota of Brookhaven, and Monticello Tire Company. We had some new sponsors, so we appreciate their support and help to make the show possible. Well, we have with us the career coach from Copiah Lincoln Community College, Miss Emily Flessner, and the lineman instructor, Jerry Wilson Jr. Is your dad listening, Jerry? I doubt it. I doubt it, but he could.
Yeah.
He could. And when you leave today, you call him and tell him that you're on a podcast now.
I definitely will.
Because in a few minutes after the show, you'll be on a podcast. But we're glad to have y'all here to talk about the lineman program.
That's right.
Which is a year 4, maybe, I think, 4 or 5. How many years? Do you know?
Just one.
No. The lineman program's been going on for several years.
Oh, okay.
How many years? This is your first year.
This is my first year.
Yeah, it's your first year. But yes, 3 or 4 years. And it's been a very successful program because you're coming in today to talk about, let people know
Yes.
that you're still taking students.
Yes, we have some spots left, and like Mr. Jerry mentioned, this is going to be his first year teaching the class, and we're really excited to have his experience leading the program. And we really just wanted to come this morning and let students know that we do still have spots in the class. For me personally, helping students get in this program, walk them through the process. If you don't know, all of our workforce classes are now registering online through Pro Assessment. It can be found on the workforce website. We have tried our best to simplify that process as much as possible so everybody can just log on and
Well, Miss Emily, I
sign
know,
up.
this is your second year?
Yes.
Second year? Because you came on last year.
I did.
But people may not, a couple of years ago, the idea of career coach kind of was invented and put into the system. So kind of tell them, what do you do as a career coach?
So first and foremost, I am helping students get into classes, but talking with students about workforce opportunities for students that don't know what they want to do. I mean, workforce is a great stepping stone to a lot of careers, and then it's also a full career for a lot of students, such as our lineman program, welding, full-time positions, EMT, different classes like that students can go and step straight into a career. But we also have a lot of programs that are certifications that can help with your current job, such as forklift. Welding can also be a certification that you can add to another degree or another pathway. So my job is facilitating that and helping students figure out what they want to do, when they want to do it, and then plugging them into one of those workforce programs.
So, Jerry, when they come to the lineman program, it might be that I think I want to be a lineman, and some do want to be a lineman. So your job is to kind of prep them. We were talking about it out in the hallway, and like I worked with your dad and worked with you some when I was there at Entergy. So just kind of go through what you try to help them understand about the lineman career. If somebody's out there listening, like, can I get a job? What do I have to know? How do I get ready to get into the program? Those kind of things.
Okay. Well, right now, what we're working on is get into that program, and I just want to instill in everybody that, the biggest thing is safety first, because this is a high-risk job, and that I don't want these folks to be afraid of what they're doing, but just to respect, the job that they do, and just know that this is just not, just a job you train 2 weeks for. This is a skill. This is a craft that, is highly respected. And so, again, my biggest push is safety first. And once, we get those guys out there and let them know, what we're up against, the biggest thing is to let them know, look, whatever the weather says, the weatherman says that, it's going to be that day, that's going to be your office for today.
Right.
That, you're going to work in some adverse conditions. You're going to be out in the sun when it's hot. You're going to be out in the cold, rain. And, like I said, depending on where you go, you're going to be doing storm restoration. And you're going to be there to clean up after hurricanes, after tornadoes.
Which you've had plenty the last few weeks. There's been plenty of opportunities for weather.
Everybody has seen that because, I think that was widespread across. And like I said, we got weather warnings out right now.
But like Jerry, when you say that, and I'm interrupting there just a second, but it's a first responder job.
That's correct.
People may not look at it like that, but it is. It is.
And like I said, with energy, everybody there was pretty much on call 24/7. So if we had an issue, no matter what time, no matter what day it was, Christmas, Thanksgiving, everything, we got the call. We had to go out there to see what the problem was, and we had a team that went out to fix the problem. And right now, that's what I want to get these guys ready for. You're going to see that if you decide to go with this lineman program, and then with the lineman program, just like Emily was saying. It's a great opportunity. It's a great job. It comes with its perks, and like I said, everybody's not cut out for it. But if you decide to go that route, it's a very good it's a very good field to be in. And like I said, it's always a high demand, and the demand is growing higher right now. This just all across the industry.
Whether it be with a public utility, whether it be with a contractor,
co-ops,
whatever.
Yeah.
But speaking of, when a student's out here, or a young man's out listening about this and wants to look at getting in the program, this is a workforce program, correct? Yes. So there is some cost involved. And there are some means of help support funding through different organizations, right?
Yes. So this, the lineman program is a priority program. We need linemen. And so we do have funding available for those who qualify. Appointments can be made at the Brookhaven Wind Job Center. They do a great job, and they're ready to get students in this program. I talk with them weekly, and they're ready to get some students in, but also just some other ways. We do have the possibility of a payment plan. We're gonna reopen that, and for any student that does not qualify for funding or can't get the funding, we will have some payment plan options, and then also just to ease people getting into the class, there is a CDL permit that is required, and Mr. Jerry has said that students can get that permit after starting the class.
That's correct.
So that we hope that we take that barrier away from students going ahead and signing up, that if you don't have your CDL permit yet, there will be time to get it. So don't let that stop you from signing up and starting the program with Mr. Jerry. We'll get that taken care of.
If someone's listening and is interested in the lineman program, do they go first to the Wind Job Center, or do they come to see you?
They're going to come see me first. They have to
see what the cost is.
See what the cost is. They're going to have to apply through our online registration process, and once they have filled out everything and we have approved their application, then we let Wind Job Center know that they have been accepted, and that's when they'll go and meet with them and discuss funding options.
You know, Jerry, one thing too, that not only are you doing instruction and something that having helped with that up there a few years, that students may or may not realize is you're also helping placement. So you're going to be working with utility companies, whether it be, again, co-op,
that's
public
correct.
Utility contractor, and we were talking out in the hallway about how they perform, how they show up, how they do their training and stuff. You're going to be helping place them in a career opportunity.
That's correct. And like I said, what we're going to be looking for with this class, and with me, and it's accountability, and we're going to uphold that. Again, like I said, this is a craft, not just a job. This is a craft. So I want everybody, just to stand up and realize that. And we also have been, I have been reaching out to, just like you said, the contractors, Chain Electrics, B&B, Irby's, some of the co-ops around here, just to let them know, hey, we're doing this class, and at the end of this class, if you have some openings, we're going to turn out some real good folks that you could consider. And like I said, I've invited some of those folks to Co-Lin to come and view some of these students as we progress to see what we're turning out here. And hopefully at the end of the class, I have a stack of these folks that's waiting at graduation day, that just as soon as these guys walk across the stage, somebody has a Chain shirt or a Southern Electric shirt, hey, look, you come with me. So that's what we're looking for. That's what we want to turn out. We're going to turn out some great products.
There's been a lot of success up there with placement.
Yes, and I've seen it myself.
Yes.
Because I know at one of the graduating classes, I came out.
Well, you came when I was up there.
Yes, and I think the guys graduated that morning, and Southern Electric was out working near the substation that afternoon. And just as soon as this guy finished putting his tools up, he actually walked over and got a job that day. That day. So that's what we're looking for in this.
Yeah, and the students always ask, about the career and what kind of money you make and everything. Those are good jobs.
Yes.
We're not going to get into what anybody pays, but you can make a very, very good living.
Very good living there. Yes.
But again, like you said, you're a first responder, and you're going to have to work when
adverse conditions.
Adverse conditions.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Emily, we've got a couple of minutes left. again, you want to just go over what they need to do. Contact you.
Yes.
You give them your number?
Contact me.
Or email. What do they need to do?
I can be reached through emails, emily.flessner@co-lin.edu. They can call our workforce office, or if they don't want to talk to anybody and they just are ready to hit the ground running and join this lineman program, they can go to the workforce website, click on utility line worker, and it'll direct them straight to our pro assessment registration page. They can fill everything out online, and we'll get them approved and ready to go.
Are you still taking applicants right now?
Yes, we are still taking applicants.
And also, we're going to have 2 intra sessions.
Yes, 2 intra sessions.
Yes, it's going to be on September the 3rd and September the 5th. One is that Thursday. It's from noon until 2. And then on that Saturday, just in case somebody is working during the week, we're going to have a session from 10 to noon that Saturday, September the 5th. And that's going to be a day that they can come out and I can maybe explain more in detail what we're going to be doing, what we're going to be up against, what we're going to be looking for in the lineman program. And, let some of these
questions for you.
Yes, if they have any questions for me, we can let them know what to expect, just the standards of what we're going to be doing. And, just build from there. Maybe that'll ease somebody's mind on, applying for the class and trying to sign up for this. But, yes.
That'll be next weekend? That'll be next weekend.
September the 3rd and September the 5th, yes.
Okay.
That Thursday and that Saturday.
Next weekend. That's next weekend, yeah. And do they come to the Tim Center? Or do they come? All right, come to the Tim Center. Mm-hmm. All right. And if you're listening, okay, you didn't get all of that, either contact you or Emily at the college. And
call the workforce office.
Call the workforce
office.
We'll help
you out.
All right. Thank y'all for coming in. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with some more special guests.
I've been around for you, been up and down for you, but I just can't get any relief. I've swallowed my pride for you, I've lived and lied for you, but you still make me feel like a thief. You've got me stealing your love away, 'cause you never give it. Peeling the years away and we can't relive it. I make you laugh and you make me cry. I believe it's time for me to fly.
Last year, Toyota Brookhaven earned one of Toyota's highest honors. This year, we did it again. Because excellence isn't something you achieve once, it's something you earn every day, with every customer, every vehicle, and every promise we make. Winning it once was an incredible honor. Winning it again belongs to our team and the community that continues to trust us. Toyota Brookhaven, back-to-back President's Award winner and your trusted hometown choice.
Why'd you come in here looking like that in your cowboy boots and your painted on jeans, all decked out like a cowgirl's dream? Why'd you come in here looking like that?
All righty.
Here comes my baby.
Y'all hear that Randy's honoring Dolly today, and she did. I mean, a great lady, a legacy lady. Everybody knew Dolly. If you were into music or anything, you knew Dolly. I'm sure Joey's been to Dollywood. I'm sure Joey has ridden something at Dollywood, but he don't want to talk about it.
Dolly never did.
Dolly
never rode the rides at Dollywood.
Never rode.
She dealt with motion sickness.
Oh. So now we're doing Dolly trivia.
I have motion sickness too. I understand why she didn't ride them.
All right. Who's in the studio? Okay, we have Brendan Adams and Joey Norton from the DA office. When I first started doing this radio show, I talked to the guys and said, look, at least every quarter or every 6 months, come in and let us know what's going on at your office, because people need to know that y'all are working and trying to deal with a lot of issues that we don't think about. And in the past, we've talked about drugs. We've talked about guns. I know that some laws have changed. We talked about that maybe the last time you were here. So, Brendan, kind of let us know what's happening at the district attorney's office.
Well, right now we've got a lot of good stuff going on. Probably one of the biggest things that we have going on right now is the district attorney's office is moving. With the redistricting that's taking place effective January the 1st of this coming year, we have a new district. We're going to be losing Pike and Walthall counties. We're going to be gaining Copiah, Lawrence, and Jefferson Davis counties. So we're actually moving. The DA's office has been in the same place in Lincoln County for probably since, I would say, the early 80s. We have a great board of supervisors, a great sheriff. They have been very helpful to us. They've given us space. And this will be the first time that Lincoln County will actually have the home district attorney's office. The district attorney's office will be moving to, it's the old sheriff's department. The sheriff's department has moved.
Yeah, they're
over
moving across the street
to the old Allen, Breland, and Allen building. And the board of supervisors, we went to them. We told them what we were looking at. We told them the number of employees that we were going to be moving up to Lincoln County. And they said, look, let us look around. We went through different ideas, and they end up giving us the old sheriff's department. And we have used every inch of it thus far, and we're excited about it.
Did it require any remodeling or anything?
We've had to do no remodeling.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah.
We had to do some painting and a little bit of elbow grease, things of that nature, but everything is coming along. We just about have the entire Lincoln County office moved downstairs. And within the next, I would say, week to 2 weeks, we're planning on moving the Pike County office, starting the progress of bringing it up.
So what will be the number of staff people you'll have here?
We will have 4 assistant DAs in Lincoln County. We will have 2 victims assistance coordinators. We'll have 2 investigators here, and we'll have it's 2 paralegals and 3 other support staff will be in Lincoln County. So we will also have an office that will be full-time in Copiah County, which will have 2 assistant DAs, a paralegal, and an investigator. And we will have an office in Lawrence County as well that will have an assistant DA. Don't know if it'll be a fully staffed office yet. We're still working on the details. And as everything else, the bottom line with how much money do we have? So we're trying to do everything we can without having to go to the counties and ask for additional funds and go to the state and ask for additional funds. Thus far, we've been very blessed. We've not had to ask for any additional money. Everything has come back within our budget, so we're really excited about it.
So I guess, and I hadn't really ever thought about that position, but is that a state-funded entity?
We receive a certain amount of funds from the state.
And then some from the county?
And then the counties help come in and
So
supplement.
it's a kind of a match thing?
That's correct. And Lincoln County has been outstanding with us. We've been in talks with Copiah. We've talked to Jefferson Davis. We've talked to Lawrence. They're on board with everything. They're excited. We're excited about getting into the new districts. So what the state does not give us, we also generate funds. We have a bad check program. The problem with the bad check program right now is nobody writes checks anymore. Everybody has a debit card.
I had to write one a few weeks ago, and I almost forgot how to do that.
Exactly. So we don't have checks anymore. So when I very first started at the district attorney's office, this was back in the early 2000s, everybody wrote checks. It was nothing for our office to bring in $15,000, $20,000 a month in bad checks and fees and fines. I think right now we're averaging less than $1,000 a month. So, and that basically keeps the bad check breaking even every month.
So you're less bad checks. Are you seeing an increase in credit card fraud?
We see an increase in credit card fraud, but with the way that
I guess that's the right word, fraud. Or
most of the way the credit cards are set up now is if you go to the Walmart, if you wrote a bad check, it went through and you found out later. With the credit cards now, they have a program where they can run it through the system and see if it actually has the funds. So we're not seeing that.
How about, though, someone stealing credit card?
We always have that, mainly worst time for credit card fraud, Christmas time, holidays. Somebody leaves a card, somebody's card gets hacked. I think just about every morning I get about 4 or 5 emails from where confirming a purchase that I've made in Malaysia. So we're still going through with all that. But we also have a pretrial intervention program that we use to generate funds that helps fund one of our secretary positions. What the pretrial intervention program is, it is for first-time offenders that have nonviolent crimes, and it's mainly stuff that people, a lot of it is drug-related, but it's not drug cases. That can be minor theft charges, minor taking of a motor vehicle, things like that. We will put them in on our pretrial intervention program, and we monitor them, we drug test them. It's a lot like they're on probation, except it's not as strict. Our office does monitor that program. The great thing about that program, it lasts about 3 years. They pay supervision fees. They make sure that the victims are made whole with any type of restitution that comes through. They pay their court-ordered fines. They pay their fees. They do everything they're supposed to. If they complete everything they're supposed to, they don't have any positive drug tests, then we dismiss the charges against them. So they have a lot of incentive for, and like I said, this is for first-time offenders. Most of the people that we put in pretrial intervention range from the age of about 18 to 25 years old. It's for people that have made a mistake, a bad mistake, a bad decision.
Bad decision.
But this gives them the opportunity to make it right, to make it restitution to all the victims that are out there, and it makes them a chance to come out with a clean record. So,
when you talk about that, and when Judge Taylor's been on, and y'all have been on in the past, again, I don't think people realize that there are programs there that you're not always just out trying to lock somebody up or catch somebody. You're trying to help people overcome a bad decision.
That's exactly right, and I can't,
and we all have them. We just didn't get caught.
That's right, and I can't say enough good things about the drug court program. The way Judge Taylor runs the drug court program, it is a model program, and a lot of people don't know that the very first drug court in Mississippi was right here in Lincoln County. So Judge Keith Sterrett started that program. Judge Taylor has taken it over and has done an outstanding job. And the drug court program gives people the opportunity to better themselves and still come out without that stigma of having a felony on their record. I tell people all the time that the drug court program, a lot of people think, oh, that's just a slap on the wrist. It would be hard to do the drug court. I mean, it would be hard for me to go through the drug court program, and I'm not even on drugs, because these people have to be tested sometimes 2-3 times a week. They have to have jobs. They have to be at certain places at certain times. They're on house arrest. I mean, they're monitored everywhere they go. They have to go to AA-NA meetings. And like I said, to see the people that go into drug court and to see them come out 4 or 5 years later is like night and day. It is a great program, and it gives people the chance to
So it's
help.
a lot of success in it. I mean,
It is
you're seeing
lot. The recidivism rate is very, very low. We see people that go in and come out and they stay with the program because it's meant so much to them and it's helped them so much. They become mentors in the drug court program. So it is a great program. We actually have drug court graduation that's going to be coming up this Monday at the Civic Center, and that's always one of the great days for me being the district attorney, and since I was in the ADA, is to see the people that I put into drug court and looking at them and saying that person will never make it, they need to be in the penitentiary. But you see them and you see their family there, and they come out of drug court, and how much their life has changed.
Yeah, we went a couple of weeks ago up to Mercy House to their graduation. We got invited up, and the celebration of, hey, I've gone through this, and I'm coming out on a better side of,
That's right.
of things.
And they're back there productive.
It's a celebration, man.
That's exactly right. And a person that has a drug problem, that is a drug user, what benefit is it doing us to having them sitting in the penitentiary?
Right.
The taxpayers
Costing us
are
money.
paying for it.
Yeah.
They're not getting the help they need. And when they come out, they still don't have the tools for success.
Right.
But with drug court, they learn jobs. They learn responsibility. They're given all the tools that are needed to be a successful person, and to see them come out and be productive, but then to see them give back to the program, to
Right.
be mentors.
Well, we're going to take a break. I want to come back with you guys for the last segment. Randy's going to take us out with another Dolly song.
At Brookhaven Monument Company, we understand that a monument is more than a stone. It's a promise to remember.
Since 1947, families across Southwest Mississippi have trusted us to tell their loved one's story with dignity and care. We offer quality craftsmanship, stellar service, and one of the largest selections of memorials in the region.
Visit us at 807 Highway 51 North in Brookhaven or call 601-833-5701.
Brookhaven Monument Company, honoring life with lasting beauty.
There are stars in the southern sky, southward.
Randy, were you a Dolly fan? Okay, you're just honoring her today.
Sure.
Okay.
You're the one mentioning the Eagles.
Yeah, I know. That's an Eagles song there, man. Going to see them in a couple of weeks. I can't wait.
With Vince Gill?
I hope so. Maybe we'll hook up and get him to come over here and do a concert or something.
I've never talked to Vince. I've talked to Amy.
Okay, good deal. Hey, we're back with Brendan Adams and Joey Norton with the District Attorney's Office. We were talking about drug court and youth court and all those things. Now let's talk about kind of what y'all are working on right now, because even in the moving, you still had work to do with cases. And Joey, what's going on in your world of? I know you can't get specific, but kind of what's out there right now that we still continue to deal with.
Well, one of the main things that we're dealing with right now, we've got trial terms. Managing those in the middle of the district change has been a bit of an issue for us, just because we've got we still got the same caseload. We've got a lot to do. We've got the same trial terms, and then we've got
So is there kind of like a cutoff date that, hey, Lincoln has this date, and then if it's after this date, somebody else is going to have to pick it up?
January 1st, we're moved. We're
okay.
January, and I say that January 1st is when we are in the new district. As far as the move, this was what, when we found out about the redistricting, going back to what Brendan was talking about before, that was our whole projection, was to try to have the Pike County office, everything moved to make Lincoln the central office by October of this year, and we're on track to have that early, thanks to the supervisors and everybody that's helped with that. But we've still got a lot of trials coming up, a lot of stuff that's scheduled. We start one September the 22nd that goes for 3 weeks. We've got grand jury in the interim and same things we've been doing. One thing that I would touch on is the legislature changed several laws that went into effect on July 1st of this year, a lot of it dealing with children. We've got, I'm sure y'all are aware, we've got a problem of kids with guns. And one of the things that they had the insight to do was it's always been, or not always, but it's been that if a child committed a crime with a firearm, then it falls in the jurisdiction of the circuit court and it's a felony. They changed the law on that to where the child doesn't have to use the firearm in the commission of the crime for it to be in the original jurisdiction of circuit court rather than youth court. If they're in possession of one and commit a violent crime, it doesn't matter if it's concealed, then it is now a felony that comes straight to circuit court.
Is that something that y'all kind of lobbied for a little bit? I think I remember talking something about that with you previously.
That is one of the things that we're looking at, and this is a good first step. And I will say that it is a first step, and we're going to see how it goes because it's still a very limited thing. How much it will curb, this will be a good gauge to see what this is going to do. As Joey was saying, the juvenile just has to be in possession of a firearm, but it still has to be a violent crime. It still has to be, for example, an armed robbery or a burglary of a dwelling. We have about 8 or 9 what the Mississippi legislature considers violent crimes. So that's one of the things that we're going to look at to see. A lot of people think, and one of the things that we've done is we've gone into the new district and we've talked to our old counties to educate them on what these new laws are. And that's one of the things that we have focused on since I took office, is making sure we're training our investigators and our law enforcement officers to know what they're looking at. This new law does not mean that if a juvenile has a gun in his pocket and breaks into a car that it's a felony, because that's not considered a violent crime. So like I said, this will be a good first step.
But if somebody comes out there and encounters that person, then it could be.
It could be. It
so
could
it's
very well turn into it.
Wow.
And juveniles with guns are a big problem for us right now. One of the things that I would like to see in the future, and I've talked to our legislatures, and let me just say this, we have a great group of legislatures. Senator Barrett, Representatives Mangold and Curry, they do an outstanding job. They're in communication with us all the time. I would like to see the youth court statute have a little bit more teeth to it. That's one of the things that we run into right now, is because I hate to say it, is youth court, and it's not the judge's fault. It's the way that some of the laws are written and some of the guidelines and some of the red tape that's there, that it just doesn't have a lot of teeth to it. One of the things that we need to do is strengthen that. And another thing that some people agree with this, some people don't agree with this, I would like to see more parents be held accountable. When you start looking at situations where a 14 and a 15-year-old on a school night is out at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and the parents don't know where they are, I think that's a problem. And it's a problem where we need to have, a parent needs to be held more accountable for these children's actions.
Are we seeing that more nationally? Because I know a few weeks ago the dad for one of the shooters, he got 15 years?
That is one of the things that there are some laws in some of the other states out there that are they're kind of guinea pig laws, is what I call them.
Yeah.
We're trying to see how it's going to
see what happens with
go
it
from there. And I'm hoping that through talking with our legislatures that we can start to see what we can start putting into place to hold parents more accountable, put a little more teeth in our youth court statutes, and see what we can do to start curbing some of the youth violence. Because, it seems to me, and me and Joey were talking about this earlier, crime it's not declining, but it's getting younger. And we're seeing 13, 14-year-olds that are committing violent crimes. Or they're also committing crimes, breaking into cars, breaking into houses, because a lot of these juveniles know that there's no real punishment to it. There's nothing that can really happen. So I'd like to see some more strengthening on that.
How about drugs? How is that? Is that getting better?
Drugs are, that's one of those things that's never going to get better. We do everything we can to control it. We do everything we can to curb it. We do everything we can to send a message. One of the things I will say, we have seen a decrease in fentanyl in our area, which is always a great thing. We have taken a very strong stance towards fentanyl, and I believe that is paying off. We are still seeing, I think the right thing that we're seeing the surge in right now is we're going back to seeing crack cocaine. That's one of those things that we haven't seen. For a while it was methamphetamine, it was cocaine, then it was methamphetamine, then it was prescription drugs. And legislatures, they do the best they can to strengthen this and do this and do this. Well, now it's starting to swift back to cocaine. So we are seeing a surge in that, and we're doing everything we can to make sure that we're adjusting properly for that. Just real quick, a couple other laws that have gone into effect that have some meaning in our area. The Mississippi legislature did enact a new law where if a person, right now for sexual abuse of a minor, it carries up to 30 years in the penitentiary, depending on the age of the child. One of the things that the legislature passed this past year that it's going to be interesting because it's never happened in the state of Mississippi before, a punishment like this, but if a person abuses a child and causes permanent damage to the child, then that person can face the death penalty. So it's going to be some new changes and stuff like that, but we are working with our legislators and we're working with our law enforcement officer partners to make sure that they're aware of all these changes. There have been a few changes to the drug laws. Fentanyl was moved up in the scheduling, which just increases penalties and things of that nature. But we're doing everything we can. It was kind of a slow year for criminal laws this year in the legislature.
Well, listening to you, to me, it's almost like what bucket you're having to define everything as to like which bucket does this fit in, because if it's this way, it's not that, and if it's another way, it could be
exactly
this.
right.
And
so we try to stay on top of it. I tell people all the time, if criminals sometimes would use as much effort to be productive citizens that they do in their criminal enterprises, we would have some geniuses running around, but we just don't see that right now.
Well, is it slowing down? I mean, you said the drugs is still active, the gun, but is it kind of slowing down a little bit?
I will say, statistically,
of course, holidays are coming. We know
statistically, our caseload is down this year, and I would like to credit Chief Bearfield for that and his proactive law enforcement that he's doing here in the city. Sheriff Rushing does a great job in the county. They're proactive. They're always out there. So we have seen a downtick in crime in the Lincoln County area, and I hope that continues. But I tell people all the time, there's no shortage of business for us.
All right. Well, we're about to wrap up. Randy's just going to cut us off. I was wondering if he was going to dedicate "I'll Always Love You" to somebody. As close out with Dolly, he's shaking his head. Nope, ain't going to do that. And but we're headed out. Thank y'all for coming in.
Thank you.